Hey there, it's First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams. A check of the forecast going forward here into the 4th of July holiday weekend. We'll talk about the festivities going on. We'll talk about some tropical issues still and look ahead to when rain coverage might increase. We're actually in for a fairly dry stretch of weather going forward here. Tonight we still have a chance at a very rogue shower, mainly east of the metro in and around the Athens area, but most of us will be dry for the rest of the night tonight with temperatures dropping off into the low 70s after getting close to 90 today. We are going to see more and more 90-plus degree days going forward. But the forecast tonight, not a bad one. Slightly drier air filtering in as well, so it's not going to feel too bad either. A little bit of that lower humidity on the way. But you can see First Alert Futurecast, again, between Athens and Eatonton, a shower or two this evening, but that should be about it. That drier air really helping to decrease the rain coverage across north and central Georgia after a stormy afternoon and evening. Yesterday for Tuesday, we have kind of the complete opposite of that coming up the next few days. Tomorrow should start off with a mostly sunny sky, and throughout the day tomorrow we'll see maybe a few fair weather clouds develop here, but overall the rain coverage, you can see not zero, but it is going to be very widely spaced with the rain coverage tomorrow, and the rain intensity even shouldn't be overly high thanks to some of that drier air coming in. Drier air limits rain coverage and it limits rain intensity. The rain coverage tomorrow, again, just about 20% or less. Plenty of sunshine. We're going to continue to heat up tomorrow. The high temperature gets to the lower 90s, around 93. The average high this time of the year is around 89 or 90, so we are just a couple of degrees above where we should be for this time of the year going forward. And the reason for that is that obviously this time of the year the jet stream dips are not inclusive of the southeast. So the jet stream way up north, you can see some of those cooler colors across the Great Lakes, bringing some cooler air up that way. But we have not necessarily a heat ridge, but we do have kind of a dome of hotter air kind of building across the southern plains and southeast that will certainly impact North Georgia and Metro Atlanta, and we'll see those temperatures trend not to record levels or anything like that, but it is going to trend just a little bit noticeably hotter over the next few days, and this is going to get us into the holiday weekend. So we're talking Saturday, Sunday, and of course the 4th of July, Friday itself. If you've got outdoor plans, if you're going to the river, the lake, the pool, the mountains, all look good. The coast, though, will have maybe an issue or two. We'll talk about that with the tropics. But basically, here's kind of the weather setup. We have deeper moisture over the southeast in those darker green colors. And notice that's going to be shifted closer to the coastline the next few days. And we're going to see some lower humidity drop in here from the southern mountains. And so what that's going to do is obviously improve how the air feels. We're going to be looking at, again, that lower humidity continuing. And the best tropical moisture will be locked up from about Macon southward closer to the coastline. And the front that's actually kind of sliding through North Georgia now is going to stall out on the coast as well. And as we look ahead to Futurecast here over Friday night going into Saturday, notice that swirl that's being painted on in the Gulf of Mexico. That could be a potential tropical system, whether it spins up in the Gulf or the Western Atlantic. The model's still a little bit iffy on exactly where that happens, but thankfully none of our models show it becoming a super strong system, but something that we will watch closely, in that we could see some brief development there in the next couple of days. This would be Friday night and Saturday. So notice it's not a washout on the coastline even through Saturday morning, but if you're heading to the North Florida beaches, on the Gulf side, we're probably fine, but if you're heading to St. Augustine or to Savannah or Charleston, even into the Carolinas, we may have some impacts on the tropical forecast going into this coming weekend. But of course, if you're staying local, obviously you can see 7 o'clock Saturday morning looking just fine in Metro Atlanta. We have a 40% chance of development from the National Hurricane Center. That has not changed, but do notice that they have taken the Gulf out of the realm of possibility potentially. So it looks like this is going to be kind of in the Western Atlantic off the coast of Jacksonville or St. Augustine if something happens. There's a chance, of course, that nothing could happen, and we certainly hope that to be the case here. But kind of looking ahead past Saturday morning, notice the coastline here does have scattered to numerous showers out there. I don't think it will be maybe this widespread, but this model certainly is painting on a pretty aggressive rain coverage for the coastline. But notice up this way, maybe a shower in the Georgia mountains, but even there, it looks very isolated. And this is going to take us into Sunday, kind of the same forecast. Notice the nice and dry pocket of air over the western Carolinas and North Georgia, whereas the chance of rain will increase as you move south and east of Macon into Florida and into the Carolina coastline. Also notice back to the north and west, widespread rain and storms from the Great Lakes back through the plains. So we're kind of in this little wedge of drier air for the weekend. And so, again, that's going to help our rain coverage go down as well as the feel to the air. So we're talking about some hotter afternoons, but it is not going to feel much hotter, which is a blessing for early July. It can get pretty brutal around here with the heat index, and we've had a couple of teasers with the heat advisory and the how much hotter it feels with the heat index being 105 plus. We are not going to see we're not going to see that level of heat this weekend, even though the high temperature still could get to 93 to 95. It is not going to feel much hotter than that, so that's good. But again, if you know anybody that's going to the beach, or if you know you yourself are going down tomorrow or Friday morning, chances are we are going to see some scattered showers. But again, this is a local 7-day forecast for North Georgia. We're going to see probably the hottest day on Friday. The good news, though, is that if you are running the AJC Peachtree Road Race in the morning, things get underway between 6 and 7 o'clock Friday morning, and we'll have temperatures in the 70s with some of that drier air, so it's not going to feel too bad. Going forward, of course, through the rest of the day, temperatures will be quickly climbing with sunshine, and we'll be at 94. Saturday looks dry. Sunday looks mostly dry. The summer storm chance does return by early next week. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday having about that 30% usual suspect storm chance each afternoon. With highs 92 or 93, with lows in the lower 70s. This time of the year, thankfully, we don't see a huge swing and swing around with temperature. We usually are about 90 every day, and we're usually about 75 in the morning. So we're seeing pretty normal early July heat build in going forward here. I want to back up and talk about some July 4th stats. We talked about this earlier in one of the newscasts. So the coolest it's ever been for a high temperature on July 4th is 72 degrees. That was the high temperature on July 4th in 1940, so a long time ago. The hottest it's ever been actually surprised me. Yes, I just moved here, but I figured it would have been in the triple digits, but the hottest it's ever been is 99. It is hard to get to 100 degrees sometimes in the metro, but 99 was the hottest July 4th ever. Now, last year was a scorcher. July 4th, 2024 was 97, so we did get close to that record high temperature last year. And the forecast high this year is 93. The normal high this time of the year is 90 flat. So we are going to be running just a few degrees higher than usual, but those are your three stats to know. Hottest it's ever been, 99, and the quote-unquote coolest it's ever been is 72. This is the temperature outlook going forward between basically looking at next week even into the week after that. So the next 2 weeks. And we don't see any super hot signs in the medium range forecast models. This is the outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. They are a team of trained climatologists that look in kind of the longer range and kind of look for trends to see, are we going to get super hot, super dry, super wet, super not cold since it's summer, but is it going to be not as intense with the heat? And through July 16th, it looks like we are going to see normal. So nothing plotted on this map means normal temperature. So normal means hot still and humid, but 90 to 93 we can handle. Overnight lows in the 70s, that's normal for North Georgia. But notice the more likely above average temperatures are looking to set up closer to the coastline and farther south from here. And then back to the west, we see different patterns shape up here. Some quote-unquote cooler weather could settle into the plains, while some hot weather could settle in to the Pacific Northwest. So this is, again, looking at the next week to 2 weeks that takes us through July the 16th. So major heat is unlikely, just your usual North Georgia heat. Again, there's the tropical list again, a 40% chance of development in the western Atlantic off the Georgia or Carolina coastline. The next name on the list would be Chantal. And again, this is the European model, and this is showing widespread rain over the ocean, some scattered showers on the coastline, and that will continue to be the case going into Sunday as well. So again, if you have beach plans on the Atlantic side, there could be some scattered showers. Notice the Gulf is not completely dry there, but if you're heading to Panama City or Destin or Gulf Shores, the chance of rain is comparatively a little lower than what you might see over into Savannah or Tybee Island or over into the Carolina coastline. So again, here's another look at the 7-day going forward here. No first alert weather days. That's some good news. The hottest day is that Friday afternoon at 94, and then we'll stay in the lower 90s into next week with those pop-up afternoon summer storms becoming a little more likely Monday through next Wednesday.
30 a.m. on ANF Plus. You can also text weather to the number on your screen, and we'll send a link directly to your cell phone.